Hi, my name is Lisa Demery, and I am a stage 4 colon cancer survivor, which means I have a pre-existing condition. I live in Weatherby Lake, Missouri, and I was diagnosed in July of 2014. I was first diagnosed because I had gone in for a routine colonoscopy. My family has a history of cancers, and I had been having some gastrointestinal issues that I thought needed further investigation. So I went into my regular doctor, and he said, even though you're not 50, which is the standard age for testing, I was 42 at the time, no, 44 at the time. Even though you're not standard age of 50, I'm going to refer you for a colonoscopy because I just really feel like we need to check this out. And they went in for the colonoscopy. I hadn't been under 10 minutes before they pulled me back up and said, no, we found a mass. It's not very far in, but it's good sized. We know what we're looking at. If you're up for it, we're sending you on for a CAT scan and blood work right now, today. If you can do it today, if your driver that's here can take you, that's what we want to do. I was very fortunate that under the Affordable Care Act, I had been able to afford health care for the first time in about 10 years because my husband and I were both self-employed. So once health care became affordable for us, we were like, great. We went and got health care, and I had been insured for all of 6.5 months when I was diagnosed, and it's a good thing that I was because of that, my life was saved. I've been able to, again, receive the treatments that I needed because I've been able to have insurance. And that's looked like a little bit of everything. I've had radiation, I've had chemotherapy, I've had immunotherapy, I've had oral antibiotics, I've had oral chemo, I've had intravenous, I've had PET scans, CAT scans, MRIs, you name it. I've kind of undergone it. If I can't continue to receive treatment, I will die. That's the long and short of it. And I have to have insurance to pay for that because the chemotherapy itself is thousands and thousands of dollars a month. At that point, I was on an oral chemotherapy drug called Xeloda, which the copay for itself is $379. And that's just the copay. The drug itself is upwards of $5,000 a month for a little jar of pills. Without coverage, I certainly couldn't have afforded that either. I don't want to impact the lives of my kids or their ability to, have the basics. It's hard to have to decide, are you going to pay your health insurance or are you going to make your children's lives more well-rounded? And it's hard. It's a hard decision to make. And I'm a fortunate person to be able to make that decision. At least for me, it's not, do I pay the light bill this month or do I get my medicine? It could come to that. It could come to that very quickly. God forbid anything were ever to happen to my husband and he become ill as well. We would be in trouble. Josh Hawley needs to go to a cancer institute. And he needs to walk in that room and look around because I guarantee he will be able to pick out who has insurance, who has adequate insurance, and who has no insurance. Because the treatment for each of those people, their lives aren't any more or less significant than the others. But the treatment they receive, simply because it's what they can afford, is so very different. That Claire McCaskill is actively fighting to not only keep Josh Hawley's lawsuit at bay, but to expand health care makes me want to join the fight. It makes me feel like she actually cares about her constituents, that she's actually paying attention to what the people in her state need, what the people of the United States as a general populace need, and what they deserve, quite frankly. And Josh Hawley's lawsuit makes me feel the opposite. It makes me feel insignificant, that my voice doesn't matter, that my life doesn't matter. but I'd like to think that it does.